One thing everyone was talking about was Jalen Milroe on Friday Night Lights, where he, through would-be tacklers, stays very mobile and hits a very precision pass. Everyone who leaves the Manning Passing Academy talking about Milroe's accuracy. And you would say that was his biggest question mark, right? Could he 100%. Hit the intermediate short passes?
But yeah, we've always known that was the one thing about Milroe. Very athletic, big physical guy, could, throw the deep ball extremely well, but it was the intermediate, and it was more accuracy. But he really developed in season. Obviously, he didn't have his best game against Michigan, but if he gets where he becomes an accurate quarterback, watch out.
Yeah, with his skill set. I was going to look at his game log here. He started, I'm going to throw out Middle Tennessee. He was 72% in that game, though. But, he was 51% against Texas, just 14 of 27 against Texas for 255. But the 2 interceptions were the big thing there. Like, without those 2 interceptions against Texas, you could live with 51% completion
wins the game.
Probably win the game.
Especially that one, was it the fourth quarter, start of the fourth quarter?
Yeah, very early, yeah. But again, I'm not saying, I'm just saying if you didn't have 2 picks, you can live with 51% passing with Jalen Milroe. But then after he did not start against South Florida, 17 of 21, 255 and a touchdown and a pick against Ole Miss, 81%. Then at State, 83%. Now, he only threw it 12 times, but he was 10 of 12. He hit the ones he threw. Then 63% at A&M in that win, 21 of 33. That was far from a given win right there. Jalen Milroe bailed Alabama out. He had to pull him out of the fire in that game. Dipped against Arkansas, 47%. But then once he got past Arkansas, 66% against Tennessee, 65% against LSU, 68% against Kentucky, 81% against Chattanooga, 66% against Auburn. It dipped a little bit against Georgia, 56%, but he still threw 2 touchdowns in that game. So my point was,
what was it against Michigan?
Well, against Michigan, better than you would have thought, 69%.
Yeah.
16 of 23 against Michigan, but just 116 yards. It was a bunch of short passes is the problem.
Yeah, or didn't throw it enough.
Yeah. But to your point, Lance, as the season went, you saw once he got past that Arkansas game, 66%, 65, 68, 81, 66. I mean, he got into a rhythm and was completely
I was
passing.
about to say what CU and Buff says. Milroe will benefit the most from DeBoer. DeBoer turned Jay Kaner into an NFL quarterback. Yeah. I think this is an incredible fit for Jalen Milroe, getting a coach like Kalen DeBoer. I mean, look, Saban's the greatest of all time. We know that. But I'm just talking about to personally mentor him at this position.
And maybe an upgrade in receivers, and the news of Milroe and the receivers and everything has actually changed the betting odds a little bit. The top 2 teams are still Georgia and Texas to win the SEC, but Alabama has now jumped back over Ole Miss, who was the betting favorite to be third best betting odds. Alabama's now back to third best. Ole Miss is 4th. LSU, off-season buzz, has gotten them back ahead of Tennessee. LSU 5th and 6th there for Tennessee. Some of the betting odds that have changed a little bit over the weekend.
How short are the odds on Milroe right now to win the Heisman Trophy? Because your favorite – hey, who is your favorite? Dylan Gabriel's got to be up there.
I would say Quinn Ewers is probably your favorite.
Quinn Ewers.
Carson Beck's got to be up there.
Carson Beck's got to be up there. Will Howard's got to be up there.
Yeah.
More guys at the Manning Passing Academy here. Go ahead. You had one more thing?
Well, I just wanted to ask you on Milroe, as it relates to Milroe. He was 65.8% last year. Now you're going to want to increase some of the other numbers, but all right, let me do that then. 2,834 yards, 23 touchdowns, 6 picks. You would take 65% if the touchdowns are, instead of 23, maybe 35?
Yeah, 3,500 yards.
3,500 yards was the number I was going to go with.
Yeah, cut the picks in half.
Yeah, 3 picks. You would So accuracy, I mean, while you would like for him to improve accuracy, you would take the same exact accuracy he had last year. If the passing yardage was a little bit better and the touchdowns were a little bit better and the interceptions were cut, from 6 to 3, you're going to throw 3 less interceptions. I mean, I know everybody wants him to be more accurate, and that's good to hear, but I'm saying just his completion percentage last year, you would absolutely take this year again at 65% with his skill set.